ideology. And the fact that you're telling us all and telling the British public, who we're proudly multicultural, and as someone that was brought up in multicultural working class Birmingham, I can tell you for sure that there's not you won't find a Muslim there who's read the Quran and went, oh, you know what, it didn't rule out sexual violence, so I might just crack on with that. I don't know what planet you're living on or what you're smoking, but I'd suggest that you do a course in religious studies before you start chatting.
Well, thank you for the ad hominem attacks. I'm sure that means you have a really strong argument, but I think the young working class girls who probably grew up in the same areas that you did would beg to differ. I don't understand what you're saying. I've read the Quran. I've seen what's in there. Even if you don't think that my interpretation of the Quran is correct, I would point you to, I don't know, what countries have the most issues when it comes to child brides and raping of young girls and children. It's obviously a systemic cultural problem.
But do you think that calling Elon Musk a dick is effective messaging for confronting what is a potentially irreversible transformation of the U.S. government?
Well, he is a dick.
You're listening.
Yeah, like all the time I'm listening.
With Christian, Eric, and Carl sometimes.
Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We're having fun. We're making it happen.
It's fun time. Open your mouth, close your eyes. We're going to give you a big surprise. And here it is.
Welcome
Welcome to Who Are These Broadcasters? I'm Christian Bladt. Right there, that's Eric Zane. We are the only hosts who thought that the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary special wasn't long enough. We're so happy to be here. How are you doing today, Easy?
Never better. It wasn't long enough so much that I've watched it like 5 or 6 times just to give me the illusion that it needed to be, maybe need more length. As they say.
Well, it was 3.5 hours, and the show's usually 90 minutes, and it translated well. Usually there's like 40 decent minutes on a good night, and out of 3.5, we had about 40 good minutes. I have not been making friends with something that I did observe about the show. Now, obviously, nobody worry. We're not going to play any clips from Saturday Night Live. Definitely not going to play any music clips. I did comment, though, that Paul McCartney doing Golden Slumbers, Carry That Weight in the end, at the end of the show. I tweeted this, and I hate to be like John Melendez, but I'm going to share my tweet with the audience because I think it's relevant. I unexpectedly found myself grieving John Lennon all over again. It was because at that moment I realized he's the only person on earth who could have gotten away with telling Paul McCartney the truth, that he sounded like absolute dog shit on the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary special.
I am so glad you said that. It was horrendous. He has ruined his entire legacy. I chimed in with that crack. That was so bad that Trump has ordered the immediate release of Mark David Chapman.
Yes, exactly. And I much appreciated that. I thought it was good to see that we were like-minded. Now, I paid $400 to see Paul McCartney like 3 years ago. And look, it was fine. I don't know what's happened in the last.
Well, you know how it is. It's when you get that old. I mean, it's you can be humming along and then boom, you're just right off the side of a cliff. Everything about this was bad. That caveman drummer in the background. I mean, he was beating on him like fucking animal. He sucked. G.E. Smith, is that who that fucking guy is?
Well, G.E. Smith was in a different musical performance. He was not in this one.
He wasn't? Well, then the fucker looked just like him.
He did, yeah.
Oh, that guy on the bass behind Paul, he sounded like fucking shit. The whole thing sucked dick. Paul's horrible.
You know what the only thing that could have made it worse is if sitting behind the drum kit was Ringo Starr. That would have made it worse.
Oh, God, was that? I hated every second of that. And then all those assholes in the crowd going, oh, this is so great. And I like how he got up and grabbed that fucking guitar.
Yeah.
I didn't even have fucking strings on it.
Probably not. So I don't, we don't really do banter on this show, but we are commenting on a broadcast. So I think it's all right. And I've had a few conversations on X that are similar to this. So, I made the point that I was telling you about. And then I'll get people like this guy, Steve. And he says, both him and you would have been wrong. That 6 minutes of music was absolutely magnificent. And I point out the music was exceptional. Sir Paul's voice sounded like a drowning Muppet. And then Steve adds, interesting that this is the hill you choose to defend. And then I go on and make the point. That would
be like, this is so dumb. That would be like if Michael Jordan were taking on LeBron James now in one-on-one. I mean, it would be, no one's going to be going, my God, MJ was great. They're going to say, no, he got the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah. So in a way, Easy, I'm glad that we can't play clips on this show to spare everyone's ears, but I would have liked to have separated the audio track from the music so we could really dive. Maybe we'll do that on Rumble at some point.
Even if we were to, because I have that AI program where I can pull out just Paul's lyrics.
Yeah, I think we have the same program. Mine was recommended by Hack.
Would that get us in trouble? Would that get us, do you think, in trouble?
Possibly. I don't know.
I don't want to test it.
Hey, let's do it on your channel, not on Carl's channel.
Yeah, for sure. I don't want to get the old boy in trouble. But I mean, seriously, it would have sounded better if Yoko were singing. That's how awful that was.
Yeah. And I just to tidy this up, this guy's saying, of course his voice isn't as the same as it was 40 years ago or even 5 years ago. My point is, why go after an 82-year-old legend at all? What do you have to gain from pointing out his decline? It seems petty. It's incredibly he's able to sing it all, but he's not.
That's my whole comedy, point. You fucking asshole.
He's not able to sing. That's why I'm commenting on it, because I was like, oh, that really hurt. And look, I was going to let Paul Simon slide, all right? Because, they started the show with that, but at least, what's her name? Sabrina Carpenter was there with him. Neither one of them should have been singing on national television. But
okay. And you get a little wiggle room when you're like at Paul's stage, but he exhausted that after the first warble. Get back home. It was terrible.
Exactly. So I just wanted to comment on that. And there were also, my timeline was talking about the Black Jeopardy sketch, which the Tom Hanks character has been on this Black Jeopardy sketch before. I actually thought it was really funny. I don't know if you saw it, Easy, but Eddie Murphy played Tracy Morgan. Tracy Morgan played a different guy entirely. So there is maybe not as many highlights from that show as 3.5 hours would dictate, but I enjoyed some of it, but I had to watch it all.
Did Dennis Miller have anything to do with the festivities?
He was not there, which I did know ahead of time, but that wasn't my story to tell. He was mentioned a couple of times.
Yeah, I saw Bill Murray mentioned him.
Bill Murray mentioned him, and then one of the other highlights was an Adam Sandler song, and Adam mentioned just how long a few people had been on. So that is basically as much involvement as he had. But just to pretend that I'm still in show business, I'll name drop that I'll be having lunch with him on Thursday, and I'll let him know you were asking about him, Eric.
Is this the type of thing where in the dynamic between you two that it even comes up? Does he bring it up, or do you ask him?
Who's going to pay?
No, about the whole SNL 50 thing.
He mentioned it to me like a month ago. He's like, yeah, I'm not going to go. He didn't go to the 40th either. But again, it wasn't my story to tell. So people would ask me,
I don't blame you.
know.
I just kind of like asking like little things. Look, occasionally I'll send you questions.
That's true. You have, yeah.
I actually, hey, can I ask you a question about Dennis Miller? Yes.
Okay. I always say yes. Yeah.
And then, so I oftentimes just like almost like interviewing you about things that you guys talk about.
Yeah, well, maybe that's for a future episode of the Eric Zane Show, although...
Yeah, I don't want to ask too much, though, I
right.
I don't want to ever push my luck on that.
No, it's fine. When you get into areas that I can't talk about, I'll steal some of his jokes. It's just like I used to do with Norm, It's, you want to know too much about Norm, I'll, hey, remember when Norm said this? And then nobody remembers. Anyway, We're off to a great start. But look, we had to talk about that Paul McCartney thing. That was painful, and I'm literally getting into fights with people online over it. It is a hill I'm going to die on. That was awful. And I decided to wear this Paul McCartney shirt that I bought just so I remembered to talk about it. Easy.
Well, what's funny is this is great because he was my least favorite Beatle. I always thought Paul
he was your least favorite Beatle. That is a hot take.
Yeah, I always thought he was a bitch. Okay. I love Lennon because he was cantankerous. He'd piss off Paul all the time. What I loved about Lennon is that he dumped his wife and left his kid. That was the best part of it. And then he went Asian, which I know you can relate to that. Oh, so, I mean, seriously, you've got a lot. Did you dump a kid in a previous marriage by chance?
Eric, I can neither confirm nor deny that I did anything like that. Do you think you think I could have gotten a white girl to look at me? No, it's fine.
Oh, okay. All right, fine.
By the way, in the chat, Joey Van Ostren, Yoko Ono adds the same amount of value to the world as projectile dysentery adds to an ice cream sundae.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a hell of a pull.
Yeah. And by the way, JFK Head Chunk has decided that you're TM Zane now.
Okay.
Not to be confused with TM
I'm inquisitive. I want to know. I want to know things.
Not to be confused with TM Zumach. All right, Eric. We've been on for 10 minutes already, and we haven't told people how super chats work. So there's no way that they're pouring in yet. So you have to let everybody know.
Well, I know you're going to be tempted to just throw money at us at an alarming rate, and that's always fantastic. So whatever you think is valuable, these guys are funny. I love this show. It's the best show on the WATP network. Clearly, they deserve some of my hard-earned currency, or you can have Christian sign off saying something terrible about whatever, a group of people, Paul McCartney, whatever it is. And then you attach a dollar amount to it, hopefully at least $10. The one with the highest dollar amount is what Christian will sign off with on this show.
Yes, exactly. And highest dollar amount in U.S. currency. Every week we find ourselves having to do some kind of exchange rate. And whenever we notice that Carl's in the chat, we ask him to do it for us. Because,
he knows. He gets that a lot because he's,
Well, he used to be in marketing. I don't know if you.
And he's known around the world. I mean, he's world famous.
He is, absolutely. All right. So with all that out of the way, everybody knows how super chats work now. Let's get things started with some local news.
WATB, who are these local news? Who are these local newscasters?
Sherelle E. Parker, that might be a name that doesn't ring a bell, but we've featured her work many times on this show over the past month. I will just remind everybody.
Hear you all say, E-L-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
Wow.
Let's go, Birds!
That's my favorite version of that clip because it actually has
she goes E-L.
because it actually shows it on the screen. She was making an appearance with Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, who just all he could do is just nod. You got to listen carefully to what she says here. This is at the Eagles victory parade.
Reminded us all through their excellence that nothing is possible when we work together.
So, Josh Shapiro's just nodding. He's got the look on his face like, oh, that's not what she meant. Nothing is possible when we work together, Eric. So that's why we're so divided.
Oh, no. What a fucking idiot. Who is this buffoon? I mean, she can't get anything right. Anytime she's I think she needs to slow down or something. She gets kind of like on a roll.
Well, you just have to look back all the way back to 2024. We used to have something called DEI in this country. And so, we're seeing what happens when you have diversity, equity, and inclusion. Speaking of that, by the way, this is a clip that Eric Zane sent to me. It is from the great site and social media account, Awful Announcing. So this is a compilation of all the times that local TV coverage had to apologize for the expletives during the Philly victory parade, the Eagles victory parade. So they did so much work because I, could have tried to find these 8 clips by myself. But shout out to Awful Announcing for putting this together.
We apologize. Of course, we're on live TV, and we apologize for the profanity.
Okay, so that's the first apology. And I apologize for how low that is. I swear, when these sound low during the show, they sounded fine when I was putting them together. I'll get better at it. We've only been doing this for a year and a half. But, all right, we continue.
You guys are tough. You guys are resilient. And you guys know how to fucking fight.
And we apologize again for Saquon Barkley's profanity. Again, live TV.
Hey, Philly. This city overcomes shit.
Okay. That comment of his, whoever says that, I don't think I've ever heard anybody say, I've heard people say, man, you've overcome so much. And that's perfectly fine. You've overcome such hardship. I cannot believe what you've overcome. But I don't think I've ever heard anybody say, this city has overcome shit.
Well, remember the last time the Eagles won, there was that guy who ate the horse shit. So they have overcome shit. I think it's important to point out, Easy.
All right.
Yeah, all right, let's continue.
And we apologize again for the profanity.
L-E-S, Eagles!
And we apologize once more for the profanity.
Every fucking game.
Oh.
And we apologize for the profanity. Back to Landon Dickerson.
After 22 feeling that loss, I didn't ever want to feel that shit again.
Oh, God.
Sorry about that. Landon Dickerson talking about the loss. It's live TV. The emotion is there. Back to Landon.
I just have to point out,
yeah.
it's a variation on what Awful Announcing asked when they posted this. Who are you apologizing for?
Right.
The Eagles fans watching at home with their foul-mouthed, hell-spawned children? There's no one who's actually watching this who's offended, right, Eric?
No, there's some fucking bean counter or a lawyer, whatever the fuck, wrecking it for everybody. You should just put a scroll at the bottom if you really want, instead of interrupting every goddamn minute. Oopsie, sorry. Like that makes it all better. Like anybody even gives a shit to begin with.
Yeah.
In that fucking war-torn third world shithole.
These expletives are so much more entertaining because they keep apologizing. I probably wouldn't play so many of these. I definitely wouldn't have played "You've overcome shit."
Right.
So
now, and Lion in the Cub says they're worried about the FCC. Yeah, that doesn't apply. I mean, you can't just know that it's live, know that they're swearing, and just if you say sorry, it's okay. It doesn't matter if you say sorry.
By the way, whatever happened to a nice 7-second delay, or maybe even going a full 2 minutes so that you could just dump out?
Yeah, that's remarkable to me. I'm so glad that this happened. This is great.
I just got one last thing to say. Go fuck.
We cut that one off, but if you heard any of that, we apologize.
That one's my favorite because he's like, we cut that one off.
Yeah, we caught that one.
No, you didn't.
We cut that one
Unless
off.
if the word after was yourself, N-word, then yes, you caught it.
The emotion
Yeah, exactly.
is there. Back to Landon.
That's right again.
I just got one last thing to say. Go fuck.
We cut that one
Your
off.
mom?
If you heard any of that, we apologize. Go Birds is what he said.
No, he
When
didn't.
I came to Philly, I was lost as a motherfucker. Shout out to
And we
God, shout out to
apologize for
Jeffrey,
CJ Gardner Johnson's language. Here he is again.
So Karen's back. There was a guy she needed to take a break. She's like, we're interrupting this thing so much. Why don't you get this one? Oh, look, we got it. No, you didn't.
When I left, I cried my ass off. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all because I miss y'all like a motherfucker.
And once again, we apologize for CJ's language.
We're from Philly, fuck it.
And we apologize for Brandon Graham. He's pumped up. He's ready to go.
And I leave this here on the screen because Awful Announcing is the ones who shared it. But I want to make sure to give credit to the creator who actually put that together. So what is it? Popolitic? I don't know. You guys see
At POPPOLITIC. So a pop politic.
Yeah. So we appreciate them doing the hard work. They were probably, if I had to guess, they were probably just watching it anyway,
Of all the racist things Chad has said, this is the only one that I can post. He wrote, quote, and we apologize for these people's language, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. But Lion and Cub wasn't wrong. The clip, just playing the clip is racist. I decided to scroll back and I think you shared the one that you could.
Yeah, some of his are just ridiculous. Jesus Christ.
Go ahead and read that super chat.
Buck99, the Duke of Delusional. Thank you. He says, Philadelphia, the city of class.
All right. And I'm sorry, I am going to share this one. Chad's missing upper lip, pointing out that even the white one was talking black. So, yes. Thank you, Duke of the Delusional. We appreciate all of that. All right. So outside of Philly, there was plenty of news happening. And some of it's actually interesting. So let's take a look at what happens. This is a local news coverage of a car that ends up on the train tracks. And if we're showing it on this show, something good's going to happen.
I think the message here tonight, the warning is that if you ever find yourself caught on the tracks with those crossing arms down, those safety arms down, try to remain calm and drive through them. Those arms are designed to break away.
Oh, I didn't know that.
With the emergency braking.
So this is
just
the
gotta
point.
Stay there and let you just get hit.
Yeah, well, someone that we're about to see thought that's what you do. So this is initially the point of view of the train driver. I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
Okay, yeah. Is this another thing with Michael Jordan's kid again? Is there?
No, that's a great question. Someone else was driving this car and ended up on the train tracks. We'll actually see how it happened.
Okay,
and
good
horn
deal.
Blaring. This front runner conductor prepared for impact.
down the horn.
There was nothing.
You can hear the conductor. He's
Yeah.
like laying on the horn. He's like, oh, come on. Because he's like, I know I'm going to fuck this
With
up.
the emergency brake engaged and horn blaring, this front-runner conductor prepared for impact.
There was nothing the train operator could have done.
It was on February 4th when a white SUV was hit from behind at the front-runner crossing at 1,000.
Now, I want to know, was it intentional? This car that it's going
Yeah.
in, again, for our audio audience, we'll do our best to describe it, but our visual audience will see this car stopped at the train track, but the car behind it was like, well, I
When a
want to
white
keep going.
SUV was hit from behind at the front-runner crossing at 1,000
Okay.
South Angel Street in Layton.
Okay, so at that moment, I think that the only thing to do is just go through and go
Well,
to the other side.
Yeah, is there, because there's nothing down on the other side.
I don't see one on the other side. I'm glad you're
No.
seeing the same thing I am.
Just go forward, you stupid idiot.
But I guess there's you don't know where the train is, although you could look. But so they try to make the decision of like, okay, I'll just back up.
The impact sending it onto the tracks and into the path of the approaching train.
Okay, instead, what they did was like, oh, well, I hit that arm that was down.
Yeah.
That's out of something indestructible called wood.
And-
So
And he
I guess I'm
backed
gonna
up
stay
and
here.
got even like a better shot. Like he was at one spot and now he's centered even more to get
Yeah.
killed.
Yeah, he could have just gone between the two tracks.
He
You
could
know,
have done a billion things here, but
Yeah.
he got
The
it,
driver.
he put himself in a worse spot. I can't believe that. Well, this has got to be a woman driver.
I was just about to say we got to stop using that gender, or where we're saying he. But let's see what they do.
Street in Layton.
Okay,
The
so they back
impact
up.
sending it onto the tracks and into the path of the approaching train. The driver puts the vehicle in reverse and stops after hitting the safety arm.
So they push it back just a little bit, so we saw that happen. So you just had to go a little further to actually force it. But let's see what this guy says.
In the heat of the moment, panic of the moment, they jumped out of the car, and then the train hit the car.
UTA says it's easy.
So they did blur the person that got out, probably because, I don't know, it might betray gender, race, maybe both. We don't know. So the person gets out of the car.
It's a very small blur. I think it's an Asian woman.
Well, I don't even know what that means. So that's your opinion.
Forward or reverse and
Okay,
break
here
the
comes the
arm.
train, though.
But hindsight is 20/20, and the driver was likely in shock.
I'm certainly not going to second guess them in the heat of the moment.
They remind drivers to always pay attention when approaching a crossing.
Stupid
and
bitch.
if you find yourself
You
on the tracks
asshole.
with the safety arms down, drive through them.
Go ahead and break the gate arms. They're far less important than you or your car or anybody else. So go ahead and
That
break
is
the gates.
awesome, man.
Scratch up your paint, break your back window.
So
it's a whole lot better than what
I
ended
mean,
up happening.
I think that is what I'd like to think I would have done, is that I would have driven through those, but I'd never been specifically told that's what you should do in that situation, is drive right through them. But I don't know. I think that there's a lot of other ways this could have gone. And by the way, it's later in the news piece, but it did $200,000 worth of damage to the train. The car was totaled, but they also damaged the train.
Oh, I would have sped up if I'm the conductor. I just, oh yeah, here we go. Just hit the gas.
Yeah.
No brake.
Well, seeing this clip reminded me of a similar crash. This was in Salt Lake City. So was this. I somehow never actually shared this on the show. This was about 5 months ago. And this is one of those moments where you realize that not all heroes wear capes. Some of them are just gigantic douchebags.
I get pushed right out of the way, and immediately, like I was waiting for the doors, I said, whoa, we need to get to that guy. And so as soon as they opened it up, stepped around, stepped through, and I got there. There's a crowd around him, and kind of didn't know what to do. And I'm CPR certified, so the first thing I immediately said was, hey guys, don't touch him, don't move him, because he was bleeding profusely, and also he was out. When he started to come to a little bit, grabbed a rag, made sure I applied pressure, but also had a couple other people pull the keys out of the ignition because it's leaking gas, man, and did what we could.
Okay.
I saw this car.
By the way, do you think that the local news could have not recorded that while the train tracks were being blocked off and that noise was going on the whole time?
Yeah,
Probably
the
not.
whole thing was, I was stressed out from looking at his fucked up teeth, to stupid douchebag glasses, no sleeves on the gear there.
Also, he tells this story the way that either Stuttering John or Joe Biden tell the story of saving someone's life as a lifeguard. It's very reminiscent. I'm like, all right, I don't know how much of a hero that you were, but he gives credit to the other people who took the cues.
Just going so hard on the details to make himself look better. I'm EMT certified, and I know what to do. You don't touch him and you don't do the. Like, shut up. And the person ended up dying, by the way.
In the one that this guy saved, it didn't, and the woman who the person got out of the car that we saw earlier.
Right.
All right, so Eric, you're gonna have to explain this next story to me. This is in Michigan, so perhaps it'll make sense to you.
On Monroe Street, 3 cars encased in 4, 5, maybe 6 inches of ice. What do you do then? The cars are completely locked to the street. Well, we watched as Dearborn Heights came with lots of salt, lots of muscle, lots of shovels, and then lots of heavy equipment to actually physically lift the cars out of the ice, out of the street, and take them to a garage where they could thaw. Now,
all right, so here, the only problem that we have with our cars is that they might get engulfed by a wildfire, or possibly you'll leave it in the middle of the road and Steve Gutenberg is going to steal it. So this frozen carsicle is not something that I've seen before. And to be fair, I did grow up somewhere that was very cold. Is this something that you feel like happens somewhat regularly? A winter water main break, just in case of these, like to keep the SNL theme going, unfrozen caveman lawyer?
Absolutely. Well, I know that the water mains break all the time in the cold, but I've never seen it where it affects cars or whatever. That's fucking incredible. And Jesus Christ, what a pain in the ass.
Yeah, exactly. So, including for this lady.
Now, Cheryl Fritz, her grandchildren, both a truck here and an SUV there, they were locked down, and she was so happy when Dearborn Heights came by to unlock them from all that ice.
Thank you so much.
Job well done.
Is she a Dearborn Heights 9.5?
Oh, yeah. She was, extremely sexy back in the day in Iraq. That is a regular thing in Dearborn Heights.
Really? This is really the only reason that I let the clip go on was so we could make fun of this broad.
Yes. She's 21, by the way.
Well, yeah, that's a good, clean Dearborn Heights 21. All right. Well, here we're opening the door to a segment within the segment, one of our most popular segments on this show, which I lovingly stole from a film called Amazon Women on the Moon.
Extraterrestrials, strange phenomena, missing persons, lost continents, myths, and monsters.
We examine these mysteries to determine, are they bullshit or not?
And we have a few entries here. This one was posted on our Discord by the Reverend Shitstain, and people started commenting immediately that it wasn't real. But I took it from a different source because we have 2 brilliant minds that seem to be convinced by it. So let's take a look, and we'll do our best to describe what we're seeing for our audio audience.
Just a wild story. I need you to watch closely. Don't just listen to us. You got to see this.
Right.
A Chilean kayaker had a close call with a whale and lived to tell the tale.
So take a look at this video right here. All right, there you see it. No, his name isn't Jonah. Adrian Simkin.
Huh?
Everybody did that goddamn joke.
Hey, who was that that got eaten by the whale? Was that Pinocchio? Huh?
Fuck.
This was briefly swallowed by a humpback whale over the weekend. This is near the Strait of Magellan. There you see it right there. Wow. His father nearby, he caught the moment on camera, and Adrian says he thought he had died, but managed to escape unharmed. Now, humpback whales normally eat plankton. Keep in mind, krill and small fish. So this was clearly out of the ordinary.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And listen, that kayak saved.
In second grade.
That whales don't usually eat people?
No, I'm just saying the reporter's like, she's like, and he was in the mouth and then he got spit out. She's like, all this sing-songy shit. Yeah, and everybody said he got swallowed. He didn't. The thing just put him in his mouth for like less than 1 second, spit him out. And a greasy Mexican skin probably didn't taste too good.
Well, yeah, the Straits of Magellan. If you found these two anchors annoying before, they're going to really keep going.
Saved him, I'm telling you. That whale's like, that doesn't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Spit that.
Yeah. That whale's like, that doesn't feel comfortable.
That whale's like, that doesn't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Spit that thing right out.
And humans don't taste good, so.
I wouldn't know, but I'll take your word for it.
But that would.
I'm going to assume humans are delicious, by the way. I mean, I'm not the fat ones, you know, I don't know about the skinny ones, but I feel like.
Did she actually go?
Yeah. I think she gave it a hawk tula, I think.
Yeah, that's what Larry says. He says the same thing.
Yeah. Thank you, Larry Clark. Yes, we see. Nicola didn't talk about how great we are, so who cares?
No, she said like a shell in your scrambled egg.
Right.
Cool experience. I don't know if it'd be.
Yeah, this is the.
No, but I'll take your word for it.
But what a cool experience. I don't know if it'd be cool. I wouldn't mind that, honestly.
Okay,
come on, Sandra.
Oh.
Doesn't that seem like a cool experience, Eric?
Yeah, getting almost eaten by a whale. That's so much fun.
Okay, so my question to you, did that guy really get swallowed by a whale?
Yes. He was in the whale's mouth. He wasn't swallowed, but he was in the whale's mouth. Yes.
And then because of the kayak, he got spit out. All right. Well, whether it was real or AI, I'm sure that one person who would have assumed it was real is WFAN morning man Boomer Esiason, who brought to his show a video that he had seen. And we have a video clip where they discuss it.
Somehow on my Instagram feed, I got this animal rescue feed from the Arctic. And there was one session where there was like 4 little cubs for a polar bear.
Well, that's AI right there.
It is AI?
Yeah, that's AI.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Then we may have some AI stuff then.
So he didn't know.
Oh, my God. Boomer.
Yeah.
He had absolutely no idea. And he's going to see what he can do about getting himself out of this.
You cannot tell me with a straight face you thought that was real.
There were a couple of them that looked unbelievably real. Especially the seals.
That thing that you just showed me was one of the fakest looking things I've ever seen in my life. It looked like a cartoon.
I'm telling you, this could not be all AI. This can't be all AI.
Everything you're showing is AI. Everything. Eddie, did you see any articles on this?
Yeah, looking further into it, says that it's nearly impossible for barnacles to attach to polar bears.
Okay, so look, if you're producing the show, you've just been given a gift. I'll spend the whole day, I'll spend the whole week on it. But I did think that it was very funny that
wow.
Like, all right, I guess.
Isn't that the guy who stuffed Anthony in a locker? Isn't that the dude?
I believe so. Well, that brought up another video that may have been viewed in our household over the past week. Let's just say someone I know very well, trusted confidant who may or may not live in this house. By the way, Nicholas says Blind Mike can spot that that's AI. Someone did find a video online and was talking about it. And I hadn't seen it yet, but I said, well, you know, that really just sounds like AI to me. So I want you to see the video that relates to this, Eric. We have there's music here, so we don't really need the music. So you see a polar bear swimming surrounded by sharks.
Yeah, and he's swimming like a dude. I mean, it's
swimming. He's swimming like Michael Phelps. Yeah.
Yes.
And
now
then
he's scaling a boat.
He clutches to the wall while the sharks are there.
Oh, now they're petting the polar bear like he's a pooch.
They're like, "Hey, it's all right, buddy." Yeah. So that was really something. The polar bear.
Look at that. He's all bendy. It's all glitchy. It looks like a shitty video game.
Yeah, but I think Boomer would have been convinced by that. All right, well, look, I can't have that fake AI polar bear be the only bear content we have this week.
WATV, who are these bears? Who are these bears?
So this next one, the AI graphic at the start, what was that Cub said?
The Lion and the Cub podcast wrote, the AI graphic at the start of the show is better than what we just saw.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's not wrong. There is something that's more convincing about that. I think he's talking about this.
Oh yeah,
this is our
I thought those were real people.
Some of them are. I just won't tell you which ones are real people. All right, so let's take a look at a bear that was somewhere that he shouldn't be, but it's somebody's job to find him. We'll get an explanation on this.
Bear attack caught on camera. It wasn't in the wild. This is the kitchen of a Colorado ski resort. The bear, in all likelihood, drawn by the scent of food, was just wandering around. The security guard went to check the situation out. Unfortunately for the guard, he surprised the bear coming around the corner. Bear didn't like that, knocked him to the ground. He got some scratches, but was not seriously hurt. Now, unfortunately for the bear, it was eventually captured and euthanized.
Oh,
well, as long as there's a happy ending to this story, easy. What I love about this is this is like one of those NFL replays where they show you the different angles when a guy breaks his leg and the bones popping out, and they're like, let's really take a look at it. So this is the worst day in this guy's life, and the local news is like, yeah, but check this out, huh? Remember when that bear just picked you up and tossed you like a bitch?
I think he more just fell. By the way, the reporter is the one who did that famous story where he said, a burglar wanted, and it was a sketch, and it looked just like his face.
Yes, that's actually a guy here in Los Angeles.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll try and find it and show it. But
that was one of my favorite things that ever happened.
How are the super chats going?
Oh, horrible! Absolute pile of shit.
Why don't you remind everybody how they work? Maybe they just didn't understand, Eric.
First of all, Dr. Scotty Jones is here telling us that the bumpers are way too loud. Disagree. They need to be louder.
They're not loud enough. I agree with Eric. Yeah.
And every time that we see someone saying that they're too loud, they're going 1 decibel higher. So keep it up. And then, there isn't fucking shit on here. We have raised between us $1.99 in 38 minutes of podcasting. Oh my God. They think we suck so bad that we only have a thank you to the Duke of Delusional for the $1.99. Oh my God. This is such an embarrassment.
Is it possible that, I hate to say this, is it possible that we do suck? I don't think so. I think we have a lot of fun.
No, I think that they're so used to, I don't know.
What about this? I found the image you were talking about.
There you go. You did find it. Rapist search. That's the one. That's got to be at least worth $100. How quickly you fucking found that. I don't know how the fuck you did that. But that's incredible.
All I'll say is it worth $1. I don't care about 100, but anyway, that's all right. We're not gonna camp out over the fact that people don't support the show. Yeah. But I'm starting to feel like Steel Toe. Maybe we just don't deserve it. Maybe we just
I guess not. I guess we got to go beat up our wife or some shit or get involved in some fucking threesome or I don't know.
Well, yeah, we might do some kind of, we might merge different elements of the Aaron story. I might go beat up your wife. You could beat up mine. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
Okay. Excellent.
But in any case, that's all right. We're having fun and we're doing it. We're having fun. And honestly, what else matters except for the only thing that matters in our society, celebrities.
WATV, who are these celebrity news? Who are these celebrity news?
So loud, I can't take it. Oh, my ears hurt. Ooh. Oh no, that's loud.
People are just trying to help us make the show better, but that's all right. I'm with EZ on this. So there's one thing that whenever I get them, I make sure to include them on this show, and that is crotchety Harrison Ford interview questions. So Harrison Ford is one of the stars of the new Captain America film, Brave New World. I saw it over the weekend. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Other people might think otherwise, but Husey agrees with me. So obviously I've got the right opinion on that. If you want 2 fun hours at the movies, go check it out. But Harrison Ford in an interview with MTV, who I guess does movie interviews, who knew, discusses how he deals maybe with the sillier aspect about the fact that his character plays a Red Hulk in the film.
How easily can you silence the part of your brain that says, I look like an idiot when I'm playing a Red Hulk? You know, the behind-the-scenes footage of this, you probably look like an insane human being.
I don't want to break your bubble, but that's what the money is for.
He goes on, but I love that answer. The answer is like, oh, I'm doing a movie where I play the Red Hulk. Yeah, that's what the money is for. That's why I take it. And I think he thinks back in his head of what he just said.
To silence that part of your brain.
Gone. Gone.
It's like magic.
I can never tell if he's enjoying himself.
I mean, I think this is probably the one answer that he gives in this interview that he enjoyed.
It's not magic. It's commerce.
Love these answers. I love the honesty from Indiana Solo here.
No, but yeah, which is not to say that I'll take money for anything.
No.
No, I want to make sure that the trip I'm on is one that an audience will follow and want to follow, and something that they'll want to allow me to be involved in.
So which part of this conversation do you think is the real answer from Harrison Ford? The last 10 seconds or maybe the beginning where he said that's what the money's for?
Probably the first part. But, it's all awkward. This guy doesn't do anybody any favors when he's talking to them. It's always painful. And he's so fucking condescending whenever he's talking. It's annoying as shit. I can't believe anybody even gives this asshole the time of day, frankly.
Well, you know, it's they somehow get access. You know, they're sitting in a hotel conference room and people come in and out. So, all right. Well, Harrison Ford is not the biggest star that we're going to talk about today. We have an even bigger star. You know, last week we did have a ton of fun, pun intended, checking out our girl Dank DeMoss, who visited the Breakfast Club. Now, the audio audience really enjoyed that segment. They had so much fun. Our video audience probably thinks that we're a bunch of amateurs who don't know how to screen clips for figuring out which ones might get the segment blocked. But I still don't know what happened. I can't figure it out.
No, we don't know. It was just odd. All I know is that I'm glad it happened late because there were some great moments annihilating that stupid fat whore.
That's Eric Zane who said that, the Eric Zane Show. Yes, and if you check out the audio version, we redid like 10 minutes of it so that everybody could actually enjoy it and have some fun. So, you know, what's better than listening or watching our show once? Listening to it twice. So go ahead and look for that on your favorite podcast app, where I know many of you do enjoy this show and we go out of our way. So, all right. So, Dank DeMoss has managed to parlay her fame and notoriety into an endorsement. Now, it's a local endorsement. But, Eric, an endorsement is an endorsement all the same. Before I play it, I'm going to point out I did 2 hack ride tricks on this. One, I stripped the music out. Now, her vocals are still in there. So I posted it to a private YouTube to see if any copyright issues popped up. It said there weren't. So when we get blocked for this, just know I did the best that I could.
Well,
but I can't imagine she's copywritten her songs.
Well, when you said hack ride, I thought you were just shitty.
Look, the judging from the super chats, you're 100% right. That's how people think of me. So all right, let's see. What kind of endorsement deal could our girl Dank DeMoss have?
What's up, y'all? It's Big Dank for a big motherfucking reason, nigga.
Okay. So we're just in case there's somebody who's seeing her for the first time or possibly listening for the first time. Is there something you can think of that might accurately describe Dank DeMoss to maybe somebody who hasn't laid eyes on her before?
Wait a minute. Like something different about her?
No, just summarize it. I mean, what comes to mind to me is if it's the entire family of the Clumps. I think you might have said that.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like she's got a couple of Puerto Rican midgets stuffed into her pants. Okay.
It's entirely
and they're fighting over a fucking milk dud.
Yeah.
And that's that. I mean, she is ridiculous. She's 500-600 pounds. I don't know what she has in her arm there, but she's got a puppy.
Dog.
And I can see the dog. I don't know what the other thing is.
Yeah. How long do you think if, say, she got trapped in a car in a snowstorm, how long before she would eat that dog?
Right. You know, and that's kind of her thing, just being gross. And here she is. Looks like some type of auto place that is a pole barn, and it's a typical shit Michigan day.
No, this is the middle of the summer in Michigan.
This is part of the sightseeing in Detroit. You can go to this shithole pole barn that installs remote car starters and probably is a fucking money laundering front for some goddamn gang.
The Lion and Cubs said earlier, never has there been a more fitting name than Dank DeMoss. That broad is very dank. Dank is an adjective that means unpleasantly wet, damp, or humid. Yes, right. I agree 100% on that. So thank you so much. In any case, so here she is at, she'll tell you the name of this place, but here she is at a I assume used car lot. Yeah. That doesn't look like a new car lot, does it, Eric?
No, it doesn't. And didn't she start it with, what's up, y'all? I'm at motherfucking, and she said some shit. I don't know what the fuck she said. She can't even fucking talk.
Okay, just for that, I'll start it over.
What's up, y'all? It's Big Dank for a big motherfucking reason, nigga. And I am at 24th and Lapeer. Y'all see me last time. I went to cop me a Durango thanks to Al.
No. So this has the dual purpose of she's showing off 24th and Lapeer, but she also needs to prove that she can get inside a car. I'm going to note for our audio audience, we don't watch her climb into the car. She's already in the car.
Yes.
And then she's going to close the door.
Yeah, I'm guessing they had like a cherry picker and then to like help her get, and then they like pulled it away at the last second, and then she kind of fatted into the fucking vehicle. You see that it starts to list the second she gets in there. It's incredible.
And Hamilton Burger, by the way, my name's Christian and I don't read all super chats. Hamilton Burger has gotten burned twice.
Oh, has he?
And the most recent episode where we missed one of them, I go through at the end and I scroll and I look and I make sure that we didn't miss any.
Oh, shit.
I think because we read a couple that he said, there's one that I think I just thought we had read. So Hamilton Burger, we appreciate your $2 Canadian.
Yeah.
I feel like that $2 Canadian is basically like $20 American.
Yeah. Sorry about your shitty hockey team, by the way.
Well, there's that, which we might take a look at that a little later. By the way, Lion and Cub, since we shared so much free chat, thank you for pointing up. Thanks for the $2. We appreciate that. All right. So let's watch her actually get into this car. Not really get into this car, but let's watch her inside of a car.
Woman, I am not a doctor. I cannot save you.
We got everything.
Oh, no.
By the way, this is me having stripped her music out, but the vocals are still fairly prevalent through here, and it really makes me wonder why she isn't a bigger recording artist. So that's a small. They got small cars there.
We got family vans to fit the whole family.
Family vans to fit the whole family, or one obese rapper.
What the fuck?
Pickup truck. They should throw her in the bed. Just to see that thing pop a wheelie.
And then we would see like just what it does to the shocks, because remember that was the argument that Lyft driver made. The reason we know.
I don't really give a fuck. I done gave my all. I done ran out of fuss.
Okay,
she'll do anything for money. If I'm there's all sorts of local restaurant chains there, like Buddy's Pizza in Detroit.
Sure.
They should have capitalized on this and had her just eat.
Eric, this is a great opportunity. What's one of your great local sponsors for the Eric Zane Show? Why don't you shout out one of them?
Sure. How about TC Paintball? So
that sounds great.
Yeah, we could have her wander around and you just shoot her on the goddamn
with paintball.
With
Or
paintball.
just I would like to see her try to avoid a paintball. Now here she's opening the door, making us think that she might get in. I can't assume that she's capable of sitting behind any steering wheel of any vehicle. I just don't think it's possible. But they even have luxury, Eric.
Look at that. Oh, it's got salt all over it. Looks like shit.
Yeah.
Y'all, I might just cut the rain.
I haven't understood one word of this thing.
I like me. I want some shit that you can never get your hands on.
So 24th and Lapeer, and tell Al that Dank sent you. If You want to get a vehicle that the shocks are all shot to shit, and you won't be able to, go more than a few miles. Go ahead and head on over to 24th and Lapeer, Dr. Scotty Jones. Her dog is an emergency meal. I think that's accurate.
A couple of super chats. I have to get these. Thank you to the Wired Christian. He throws $5 at her. Whose Clydesdale got loose in the parking lot?
Appreciate that.
Let's see here. The Duke of Delusional says, $1.99. She's endorsing her own gravitational field. Mark Atkinson sends $2 and says, here's the last $2 of grandma's Social Security check. Thank you, Mark. We appreciate that. Derelict Derek, you boys earned your keep today for $1.99. Thank you. Love you both. That's sweet. And then finally, Joe Black sends $2 and says, I don't get this. 143 brothers.
So did you have a pager back in the day?
Yeah.
So the getting texted the code 143 meant I love you. So 4 is, LOVE. 3 is YOU. And And there's a just legendary story about how Sal Governale on the Howard Stern show, his wife was receiving 143 texts from a special friend.
Now I get it. Thank you. And I guess I screwed that up. Dwyer threw $5 at us, not $1.99. Appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody. So see, when we do that and then we get a bunch of super chats, then I'm like, oh, that's why Steel Toe does it. If people do actually respond to begging.
I don't know. But then again, you gotta. There's a fine line. You don't want to do it any more than the one.
Yeah. Well, ask me again in 20 minutes and we'll see. All right. So we're having fun. Let's keep the train going and check out some politics.
Who are these politics?
Now, I don't usually do this, where I'll show a clip in the pre-roll, as we say, during the countdown before the show. But I think this is relevant to our next package, our next group of clips. So I also feel like this is a sentiment that might be echoed by our president after this past weekend. But this is a great question on CNN.
I think that calling Elon Musk a dick is effective messaging for confronting what is a potentially irreversible transformation of the U.S. government.
Well, he is a dick.
I mean, what better answer can you give than that? I mean, she's going to ask that. You're going to get the answer that you deserve. Have the day that you deserve, get the answer that you deserve. So there is a belief out there that President Trump isn't really running our country, that Elon Musk is. And I really thought that that's just a preposterous idea. Trump would never let that happen to himself. But then over the weekend, when something unexpected happened and Trump let himself get cucked by a 4-year-old, I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore, Easy.
That was unbelievable. I love that so much.
Yeah, and we have multiple looks at this. This is just an overall sort of getting the visual. The audio is not the best, but I'm really hit or miss on the audio today anyway. So let's dive right into this one, Easy.
At a high level, you say, what is the goal of Doge and I think a significant part of this?
By the way, Trump was talking about something else, and then Elon comes in with his kid.
He did, and he's standing over him. Look at that posture.
And let's just say, not the best dressed person ever to be in the Oval Office.
Well,
with a hat and a t-shirt. At least he's got the sport coat over it. You almost feel like somebody tossed it to him as he was about to storm in there. So his kid's name is X, and that's not a joke. His kid's name is X. There's some other weird parts of the name, but his kid's name is X.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So we see that he's there, and he kind of gets up in Trump's face.
This may seem like, well, are we in a democracy? Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, okay, we'll have to, if you sorry. Tell you gravitas can be difficult sometimes.
The only person that thinks this is funny is Elon.
Yeah, so the kid's doing what kids do. I mean, it's ridiculous that he's in there. I don't know why the kid had to fucking be in there. Everybody hates kids.
I wouldn't even bring my kid into a boardroom of Burger King middle management. I just feel like I would have respect for the work that they're trying to get done. I certainly wouldn't bring my kids
at
into
home.
the Oval Office.
No, you keep your fucking brats at home. You don't bring them to a restaurant till they're about 20. And that's it. It's just the way it's supposed to be. You tell those little fuckers to shut up. And then this little cock isn't having it. He's ready to fucking fire.
That's why I called this episode Tyrant in Chief, because one, I don't think Elon's running the country. I think X is running the country because X is running Elon. He's got this little tyrant. So bring your tyrant to work day. And he just has some just shocking interactions with President Trump.
He sure does.
Democracy.
So it's a little hard to hear him, but let's listen and I'll pause.
Democracy. This may seem like, well, are we in
So what X says there is, I want you to go away.
to restore democracy. This may seem like.
So yeah.
Why isn't Trump hitting him? He should have just hit him right in the face.
Unfortunately, this does lend itself to the argument that Trump is absolutely powerless to whatever Elon wants to do. And like I said, I didn't believe it until now, but this doesn't seem like the Trump that we all know.
No, I mean, Trump should put him in a fucking DDT and get out the fucking window, you little fuck.
All right, check out this part of the interaction.
From one year to the next are the same.
That's bad layout.
This is from one year to the next are the same, and they're.
So it's on the screen because Elon's just going on about something. Honestly, some like tripped out bullshit. We've all had enough high friends that we know what's going on with Elon right now. He's, I want you to shush your mouth.
Well, Trump's not saying anything. What the fuck
Nothing.
is this kid doing? He's for once he's being quiet.
Yeah.
And this little cocksucker is looking at him in the face and saying that shit. I'm Team Trump on this. He needs to beat the shit out of this kid.
Yeah, and it should be like, Elon, I'm going to let you keep talking, but can we get, I don't know, a handgun or something for X to go play with in the waiting room? Yeah, anything that you can get. So this, the final clip we have here, and it is hard to hear him, but don't worry, this one has no sound because in this one, X picks his nose. All right. And we don't usually like to show children on this show, but he did bring him into the.
Yep. All right. So fingers in
his nose. All right. Oh, he really got it. I mean, X really got in
there.
And okay. Well, he's not done yet. So he's really going in there and digging around. And what are you going to do with that?
He's got it in between his thumb and he's rolling it now.
Yeah. So he's rolling it up and then he wipes it on the desk. So he wipes it on the president's desk.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'd like everybody in our chat to let us know what we think. How does Trump let that happen? And how long before it happens again?
Right. He, in my opinion, the restraint he showed.
Yeah.
To endure that with that little fuck, doing all of that shit. What a little asshole.
Yeah.
And I think it lends to the theory that Musk is in charge, either the big one or the little one.
I think X is in charge. Yeah. It's a great letter in the alphabet. My favorite letter is X. Wow. Easy. So moving along to elsewhere in the government, ahead of Inauguration Day, there were concerns about some of the people that Trump was picking to run the country. The biggest concern of our Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, was that in addition to being woefully inexperienced and being a weekend Fox News host, wasn't even on during the week.
No.
He just got the night shift, basically. He had allegedly been known to enjoy a drink on occasion to excess, allegedly on occasion. All right. I think I've said that the way I need to say that, right? So here he is speaking in Germany, and I'm wondering, I'm like, okay, how is Pete Hegseth handling the pressures of his new job? Is he handling it well, or, is it a bit of a problem for him?
US press,
so here he is, and he reaches, someone's talking, and that's not a glass of water, is it, Eric?
I don't, I'd have to
why would it be in that tiny cup, and that liquid is indeed brown? So
wow. Yeah, or it's straight vodka.
Well, that's possible.
Right in the far right.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Given the position you've now staked out,
and he looks like, oh, thank God. All right, now I can feel again. And am I reading too much into it, or did this guy just have a nip of something good here while he's trying to lead our military?
I would want to say that he is drinking, but I cannot commit. It could just be water. I think you're seeing what you want to see there, but I can't commit. I would say I'm 60-40 in favor of water.
All right. Well, should we let we'll let the poor chat weigh in. All right. You let us know. 100% water. All right. But if it's clear, we go back to what EZ said. Could be vodka. Could be rum, but that's fine. And yes, I did think it was funny that it's in that glass. It's not, he doesn't grab like a bottle of water, he's like, oh, I got this tiny little glass here. Joe is making a point. Biden had children in there all the time. At least this time they are dressed, not crying, and don't have bloody underoos. Oh, thanks for putting that on the screen, Eric. I had already committed to reading it. And Dwight Christian thinks it's Piddle. That's what he's drinking. So somebody, maybe even ex-Musk, peed in a cup.
Okay.
Yeah, right, exactly. What JFK head chunk said. All right. And Matt Sager thinks it's absolute. All right. So look, I feel like we're going to come to a consensus. Either way, it's 100% funny, right?
Oh, yeah. What the funniest part of all that was smacked in the middle, you talking about children's bloody underoos.
that was the best part. That should have been a super chat. In hindsight, I should have only read that with a few bucks attached to it. So Caitlin Collins is CNN's White House correspondent, but there's time, and Trump does seem to have some degree of respect for her. There was a time when she asked a dumb question, and he just said, "I'm really surprised coming from you." You know what I mean? So I don't know. They're working on something. And I guess she's used to being a news anchor and trying to, cut off guests who you only have for 3 minutes because Trump's not having it.
You won the White House in part because of high inflation. If your tariffs make prices go up.
We haven't asked you to speak yet, please. Right?
Literally, he's doing nothing. He's just showing that he signed something. He's like,
he said, "Excuse me, I haven't asked you to speak yet.
Haven't asked you to speak yet." Yeah, yeah.
Fucking A.
Yeah, I did like that, but he does let her speak later. But then he does that thing of when you present someone with a fact that's inconvenient. Is like, is that true? I don't know that it's true. Oh, sorry. So they're talking about Mitch McConnell, who voted against RFK Jr., the only Republican that voted against RFK Jr.
You think that was easy? What?
He had polio, obviously, and
I don't know anything about he had polio. He had polio.
Are you doubting that he had polio?
I have no idea if he had polio. All I can tell you about him is that he shouldn't have been leader. He knows that.
I don't know that he had polio. So it was fairly well documented, and I do believe that if he hadn't had polio, somebody would have gotten medical records and be like, actually, I don't know why this asshole said that he had polio. How am I in a situation where I'm standing up for Mitch McConnell?
Right.
Don't do that to me, Mr. President. I don't want to have to do that.
Oh, that is fantastic. Again, everything he says is so entertaining, and he says it with a straight face. I have no idea if he had polio. Oh, yeah, shit.
No, I had no idea. Well, if you like that one, you're going to love this one during a joint press conference with the Prime Minister of India.
People in India will naturally welcome your decision to extradite Thakur Rana to India back home. In that context, I'd like to ask you a question about, in the last few years, we have seen several groups in the U.S. raising anti-India voice, calling about separation, terrorism activities in India. Do you think that should continue here in the U.S. as well?
You're going to go louder.
Mr. President, people in India would be welcoming your decision to extradite Thakur Rana to...
I can't understand a word he's saying.
I'm with Trump. That Indian Pakistanis who try to speak English are the fucking worst. It's ugly English. Look, I hate it so much.
We've all gotten calls from those call centers where they're like, hello, my name is Steve, and you're like, there's 0.00% chance that this guy.
And they always have that down to where there's no accent, and you go, oh, thank God. And then Steve starts talking. The next thing you know is boom, boom, blick, blick, click, 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 and you're like, oh, fuck
this
you.
guy wouldn't get hired for a call center. Like he literally would not.
No, you sound like shit. Stop doing your job and go back where you came from.
Before we move on, there's a clip that's been burning a hole in my hard drive for a while. Denver's mayor is not the most popular person in the city of Denver, as evidenced from this event.
I saw you at the parade, you fucking coward, mayor. Fucking, this is your fault! Crime-loving Democrats are burning this city down!
And what makes it best? The American Sign Language interpreter who has to translate what this angry guy is saying.
I saw you at the parade, you fucking coward, mayor. Fucking, this is your fault! Crime-loving Democrats are burning this city down! Fucking asshole you think you are, Tom. The city's burning! People are being victims!
I'm sorry, Colette, can you repeat the question?
Why is this mayor wearing a fucking badge?
Well, I don't know if he's the mayor or if the guy over there.
Oh, the other guy might be the mayor.
Yeah.
I see.
I think that's the mayor. By the way, our buddy Rocco lives in the Denver area, aka Tukey Bedabbler. I have to ask him if maybe he was at this. He saw this happening and he thought like, it'd probably be fun to start.
All right. Yeah, the white guy, I guess, is the mayor. So the other guy is the cop or whatever the fuck in charge of the police. But yeah, that was just sensational.
Well, the sign language interpreter.
That was all of it. All of it. I love that the guy said it, and then I love the response by the ASL guy.
You know what? One more time, just the first few seconds.
I saw you at the parade, you fucking coward, mayor. Fucking, this is your fault! Crime-loving Democrats are burning this city down!
Crime-loving Democrats are burning the city down. By the way, find the lie. I haven't been to Denver in a while, but all right. So
I don't know. Do Democrats love crime? Is that? Hey man, what do you want to do to improve the city? We're going to add crime. Is that the argument?
Well, come to a Walgreens in California, and you'll assume that somebody loves crime because of the way everything's locked up. Yes.
Yeah, and now you can just walk in and take shit and leave, and like that's okay, right? I've seen that happen a lot.
If you asked me that 2 months ago, I'd say yes. It's a bit of a gray area right now. Let's just put it this way: I wouldn't shoplift now. I would have done it, up to January.
Oh, 9th. Okay. They're starting to crack down on it.
Yeah.
God damn.
All right. Well, let's bring on some sports clips.
Who are these sports? You know what I'm saying? Who are these sports? Let's see who's playing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know I don't know what's society.
So this is a highlight that was posted by Congressman Byron Donalds. I actually don't know where he got it from, but that's where I saw it. So this is really everything you need to know from the Team USA versus Team Canada game. It is just a series of clips put together in a single video. We'll pause as necessary, but of course, it starts off with the national anthem. Okay, so we're getting booed during that. And as you can see, we are 2 seconds into the game. 2 seconds.
Let's run away.
And the fighting has already started. And looks like Team USA is getting the best punches in there.
And here's Brady Kachuk. He goes, oh, fuck.
More fights.
Speed cycle into the zone, flipping it through.
Okay, and now they've scored. Canada did score a goal, but nobody wanted to see that.
You know what's amazing about this shit is like in the NBA All-Star game, because this is hockey's All-Star game.
Yes.
Well, it's a tournament.
Sure.
The NBA has this stupid game that nobody even breaks a sweat, and it sucks. The NFL does a flag football game. hockey has a tournament where they hate each other.
Yeah.
And they fucking beat the shit out of each other, and it means something. It's truly fantastic.
Exactly. By the way, when you said flag football, I think you had one letter too many in there. Let's go back.
Okay.
Game tied as Team USA has answered. And away goes Larkin. It's a 2-on-1. Larkin.
Oh, no. There's another goal for Team USA.
And Team USA has the lead.
And, all right. Well, Team Canada had a chance to come back, didn't they? Oh, no, they left it out of the empty net. Oh, good Lord. Oh, no. You hate to see it. But, yeah. So they booed our national anthem, and then we just basically dropped a house off.
Yeah.
So,
and I guess they're going to play again Thursday.
Yes, right, exactly. And I do believe Cardiff had some theory that if the USA wins, they get Canada. If Canada wins, Trump will call Trudeau for a few minutes, maybe. So we'll keep an eye on that. Everybody knows LeBron James. But does everybody know Bronny James? You know, the ultimate DEI hire. Well, that's not even really DEI. That's what we call good old-fashioned nepotism.
I thought his heart exploded. Didn't he die on the court or something a year and a half ago?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that they're going for the feel-good story here. And Bronny has no business being on court for an NBA game. Unless he's like part of the party patrol or whatever they have, or maybe one of the Knicks City dancers or something.
T-shirt cannon.
Yeah, the T-shirt cannon, exactly. But what I love is that people know that he didn't really earn his spot here. So listen to this clip. You can hear the visiting crowd.
Game for Bronny. Really is. Everywhere we go.
He's getting chance of MVP for Bronny James.
Fucking shit, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's with his dad on the court or sometimes on the sidelines, I guess.
Yeah, it was his dad plays sometimes.
Game for Bronny. Really is. Everywhere we go.
What a troll.
We're not kidding. Everywhere we go.
They cheer for him. Not every.
So that is the Washington Wizards home fans. I actually didn't recognize that logo that they're using right now. I'm like, where the fuck was this? So,
they used to be the Bullets. You remember that?
The Baltimore Bullets, and then they were the Washington Bullets. And then I guess the thinking was like, yeah, there's too many real bullets flying around the city. So I guess we're going to be the Wizards.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah. Fun fact, and I know our buddy Cardiff loves fun facts. The only time I ever saw Michael Jordan play was with the Washington Wizards. And I would be able to look up the day I went because I know for a fact it's statistically the worst game of his career. So anybody wants to look that up and put it in the poor chat, go right ahead, and then you'll know. It was like, I don't know, November 98 or something. I forget exactly. But in any case, somebody we feature clips from a lot, Dana White, was having a press conference in Australia. And I think that he wanted them to understand what he thinks of Australians in general.
I mean, most of us do. It's ridiculous. We don't even like the paper here. But
listen, for a place that is so tough and the people, everything on land and the water can kill you. You have the biggest pussies I've ever seen in the media in my life. I saw a story where a guy was like, I saw Dana do a podcast with the premier and it physically made me sick. Holy fucking shit. You guys have to have the biggest pussies of all time in the media here. Just for the record.
Just for the record.
It's fantastic.
I don't really watch UFC, but I will watch Dana White press conferences all day. I always enjoy that.
Isn't he the guy who at the bar, like his wife wanted like to order nachos and he like beat the shit out of her in front of everybody? Remember that deal?
Yeah, I think I remember hearing something about that.
He was like punching her and shit on video. Yeah. It was horrible.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I like the press conferences, not as much the stuff. So, EZ, you sent me this one actually a couple weeks ago. This is a really unfortunate golf swing. Although it doesn't look like it when it gets started. And I'll let you narrate this as we see this drive.
He's going to have a great look for birdie.
There you go. Flying through there. I love that track. Then incoming. Oh, fucking caught that guy. I think it hit him right in like that area where your clavicle meets your shoulder, you know?
Yeah, the only reason he's still alive is because it didn't hit him in the nuts.
Oh, I mean, that was a bomb. That looked like that Philly row house plane crash.
Yeah, but you do have to play through when that happens.
Oh, God, that was so awesome.
Oh, I did love that one.
What was he doing? Why would you be downrange of where this guy's dropping 330-yard drive? What an idiot.
Yeah, no, exactly. I don't know, but let's put it this way. I'm glad he was there. So Marshawn Lynch was on Real Time with Bill Maher, and he had a pretty succinct response to criticism from President Trump.
About you. He said that you were pretty much unpatriotic because you were taking a knee. What is your answer to that?
I mean, that motherfucker say a lot of shit, but at the end of the day,
Okay, now my favorite part of that is he really lets Bill finish all of what he has to say. And then he very calmly, I mean, his face doesn't even scrunch up at all. And then he just calmly says that. Oh, God, that is talent there. That is awesome. I love that.
It's perfect delivery.
I mean, that motherfucker say a lot of shit, but.
So obviously, Marshawn Lynch, very popular throughout the sports world, even with the gang over at the best sports show on television, Inside the NBA on TNT. Let's see what Shaq has to say.
All right. In the words of Marshawn Lynch, I'm tired of shit, America. We getting fired anyway, Ernie. Fuck it.
I do love that.
Then he turned around the next day and signed a $15 million contract.
Yeah, no, I know exactly. And this is probably the perfect way to wind down the show. I've been accumulating clips from Inside the NBA over the last few months. And I think let's celebrate Sir Charles, Shaq, Ernie Johnson, and of course Kenny with just some of their interactions. You know, at that point they were letting the profanities fly, but sometimes Ernie is a bit of a Karen when it comes to this stuff.
Play hard, you just say he doesn't have joy in it.
Oh, no, first of all, that's total bullshit.
But joy makes you play hard.
Stop it, man.
This is not the podcast. I'm sorry, I apologize. I don't want to hear all that stuff. This is all about money.
So he's like, this is bullshit. He's like, come on. You're not even trying, Charles. So
that's great.
And then JJ Redick got on the bad side of Barkley, and Barkley has plenty to say about it.
Folks on
What
TV.
did he say? He said something about we're the reason people ain't watching this crappy product we got. I said, JJ. Yeah, us, like we out there jacking up 103s a night. JJ, I don't know Jason Monroe. I don't know who that is, but JJ, you come for the king, you better not miss. Because I can get you, brother, because I got your Lakers games. You can't hide them flaws they got. You just a dead man walking. They got rid of Frank Vogel, who did a good job. They got rid of Darvingham, who did a good job. But you came out there thinking you were going to change things with that same ugly girl you went on the date with.
It's definitely like the hornet's nest. Why would you poke it? Also, I don't watch the NBA, but I love clips from that show.
Yeah,
and I do think that people who do watch the NBA, they kind of get roped in. They're like, all right, yeah, I'll wait for them for halftime. I'll watch the first half of this game, and instead of Team USA.
I don't even want them to cover basketball.
No,
I want them to cover like when Elon had X in the Oval Office with Trump. That's what they need to be talking about.
You know what? I would even give them all of our Bear clips. Just let them talk about Bear. It's fine.
Cover anything but basketball. Okay, they succeed despite basketball. Basketball sucks cock. Everybody knows that.
So sometimes the big guy, sometimes Shaq, doesn't realize his own strength.
It's going to be difficult sometime because all those guys deserve playing time. So, he got me.
Yes, he did.
He got me.
Jack's angry?
I did not think he was going today. I was so caught up in the analysis that I actually did not. Oh, he didn't broke it.
He broke it.
Oh.
So Shaq hits the screen, and I can't imagine what it feels like just to be slapped by Shaq's hand.
Yeah,
sorry.
I've never understood when is go for their races to the wall.
Yeah, I don't know.
But all of a sudden they'll just up and run. I don't watch it enough to know.
Yeah.
But there have been some great moments because of it.
Let's see if it works. We'll see if it works.
American Halftime Express Report. There you go.
Yeah, it's America. Well, we'll see if it works. No.
Roll with it. Kenny, you can do it.
You got it. Well, I'm going to tell you what. I had this type of TV growing up, so I can definitely do it.
I mean, who cares what the clip is? The fact that this is what goes into the clip, I'm like, yeah, all right. So
they could be showing dog fighting, and it would be lighthearted. They could be showing some of the worst things, fucking World War II, Holocaust fucking footage, and it'd be funny with these four idiots.
Yeah, well, now there's a shit. Let's have AI take the team behind Inside the NBA and have them react to Holocaust footage. I don't want to air that, but I can think of a network or two that might want to do it. All right, well, the gang on Inside the NBA, they do look out for each other. Sometimes they try to keep you away from topics. This is a moment in time where people were wondering, and some of us might have been hoping, that some of the Diddy shrapnel might have hit Jay-Z. So maybe, I don't know, they could have put like a rock artist in the halftime show at the Super Bowl, but I digress. So let's see how these guys handle it.
I think Jay-Z or probably not a good time right now. He's silly, man.
So,
You're silly,
so Kenny just mentions Jay-Z, and all Charles has to do is probably not a good time right now.
And this was right after. This was right after.
This is right when it happened. So watch Shaq.
Right now. You're silly, man. You're silly. You're wrong. You're silly, man. You're silly, man.
Go see if you can fix the wall, will you, Shaq?
The wall, man.
Save that
Fix the wall, man.
See if I can fix the wall.
Ernie's going to go help.
My point was, you think...
God. That was so perfectly timed. Probably not a good time, Kenny.
Probably not a good time.
Oh.
And here's one that we just ran out of time at Christmas time. But if we're celebrating Inside the NBA, Barkley wants us to know the way that he views Christmas.
I don't believe in getting adult stuff.
No, you don't.
You do not. 18.
So what's the use of having rich friends if you can't get nice gifts?
No, man, it's for kids and kids only. Adults should not be getting toys. When I'm president of the United States, that's going to be the first.
Oh my God!
That's going to be the First Amendment.
Yeah. So the First Amendment. To
First
the Barkley
Amendment. Kids can only get toys.
Yeah. No Christmas presents for adults. And we'll wind this segment down by his thoughts on Golden State Warriors fans.
Even when the Warriors, now I hate the Warriors fans in San Francisco, but they were amazing in Oakland.
Yes.
They were tremendous. Even when they were good with Chris Mullin and the Hardaway and Mitch Richmond, they were terrific. Yeah, they were great. And when the Warriors weren't any good, and when they were in Oakland, they were fantastic. Now I hate them in San Francisco because that's the armpit of America. But there's certain cities.
The armpit of America, San Francisco.
Yes, it is.
No,
yes,
what
it
are you
is.
talking about?
Yes,
John Melendez would say that Rochester, New York is the armpit of America. I've been there and it's lovely. I would say that you'll have more fun and feel more comfortable bringing your family around Rochester than you will San Francisco. But,
without a doubt. But is there any place in America that's not the armpit? I think there's a lot of armpit.
There's a lot of armpits.
There's a lot of armpit out there.
There's a lot of armpit hair.
Not even close. That's not
What a
even
perfect time to remind you that TNT has the All-Star game
I'll take
in San Francisco.
I'll take Sacramento over San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yes, I will take Sacramento, California.
Leeds, Alabama.
No, San Francisco is the armpit of America.
You'll get to say hi at the All-Star game.
It's not even close.
Well, let me get all my artillery ready. Can't walk around.
Yeah,
he doesn't give a fuck. That's
no,
why
that's
he's so great.
That's why I love Barkley. He's amazing. All right, we have one last video that was sent in from my friend Bill, and to get to that, of course, we have a jingle that is perfectly equalized. It's going to match the timbre
Great
of my
level.
voice. It's going to match the level of the clip.
Nice.
PTB, who are these broadcast history? Who are these broadcast history?
So sometimes words don't translate well in other countries. There's a terminology that they use that doesn't really mean anything close to the same thing here. There's a colloquial word for cigarette in the UK that I've heard Zane use that word, but I don't use it. I don't.
Yeah, you're F rhymes with bag is what they say.
Right, exactly. So here is a commercial for a product that it seems like kind of like a Salisbury steak, but meatballs. And again, thanks to my friend Bill for sending this to me.
Birdseye faggots will appeal to your... Hello, faggot lovers everywhere. I have a message for you from Birdseye. Birdseye faggots will appeal to your whole family. They've made them with lashings of gravy, but they've gone easy on the spice because kids don't like them too spicy, apparently. Birdseye even suggests that people who don't like faggots could enjoy these. They live in hope.
So
I didn't know that meatballs can be called that.
According to this commercial, which I do realize that this could be, like a sketch from, some like SNL style show, but we were originally going to have Husey on this week, and I might have to replay this for him, but I'm also afraid to replay this for him. So I don't know. Everybody in the chat, I'm sure they don't have any opinions about that commercial.
I don't know how factual this is, but the line in the Cub says also a bundle of sticks is known as that, and I do remember reading that. And then he wrote that they call gay people that because they were burned alive, tied to a group of sticks. Is that right? Does that sound right?
That is true. That is actually what that word meant, and that's why they called that. So maybe that's how they used to make these meatballs, is that they were burned at the stake, but delicious. Or perhaps they were
gay people, and then
perhaps they were made from gay people. Yes, I don't know.
Oh, like ground gay? You would ground up some gay and then make a meatball.
I do believe that that's on the Easy menu. The Easy cookbook has.
I would eat that. I'd eat it once.
And, once a day. This was earlier. Joey Van Ostrand said, imagine what underneath that gunt smells like. Look,
Dank. They're talking about Dank.
He is talking about Dank. Our girl, Big Dank, So let's show some respect. You think that we bring her up on this show just so that we can gawk at her and make fun of her? I don't know what you're what you're even alluding to, Joey Van Ostrand. I think that
if only she was on the railroad tracks.
Well, would have been a lot more than $200,000 worth of damage.
Yeah, the whole train would have been she would have been fine.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, Eric, I have forgotten many times over the past, I think it's a month now, but I'm finally remembering that we got a voicemail. Now, listen, you can go to whoarethese.com, look up the phone number, and you can find the voicemail there. Leave a message for WATB. Let Carl know it's for WATB. And I want each and every one of you to consider leaving us a message to see if you can leave one that is better than the one we received a few weeks ago.
Broadcasters. Hi, boys. I get all my news from Who Are These Broadcasters?
Let's hear it again.
Okay. Bye-bye. And this message is for Who Are These Broadcasters? Hi, boys. I get all my news from Who Are These Broadcasters?
So if we don't start getting more voicemails, I'm just going to have to play that one every week. I am going to boost the audio on it.
Chad said he couldn't hear it, but who gives a fuck about him? Anyway,
No,
it's not like Emo Phillips.
It does sound like Emo Phillips. We should be so lucky to have Emo Phillips there. Yes. So please leave us a voicemail. But I don't know. I don't know if you guys have it in you to leave us voicemails better than that one.
They're not creative. All they do is just sit there and type out, hunt and peck keyboard warriors. They don't have the ability to actually come up and deliver a line into a phone. These are stupid people. They do not have the ability to do that. I challenge all of you idiots, every one of you, to call that line and leave us a voicemail. Try to think up something. We'll put it on the show. If whether it's good or it sucks, it's going to suck. But yeah, give it your best. Give it your best.
That voicemail is proof that we will literally play any voicemails that come in for our show. We don't get a lot of them, and we appreciate the fact that sometimes people take the time. It's, again, we know that you guys are too cheap to super chat us. The voicemails are free.
Right. Yep. You can do that, and it just proves that you don't know anything. You're idiots. And I mean, everybody knows that this is the lowest rated show on Who Are These Broadcasters. So I think 1 per 1,000 views is probably a pretty good ratio at this point.
Although, as Easy pointed out not long ago, it's actually not the least watched show.
Oh, that's right. The Creep Off is the lowest now.
No, you have to take the number for the Creep Off from 2 different channels.
Well, that's not fair.
But sometimes we still come out ahead. But I love the Creep Off. Vote for Carl. Okay?
I do too, but clearly this is a superior show.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know that. But, and by the way, if you don't want to take the time to look up the phone number, I'm not going to give out the phone number. You have to go to whoarethese.com. But if you want to send me a voice memo, go ahead at Blattcast.
Wow.
At gmail.com. BLADTCAST. All right? You want to just send me a voicemail. You want to not have to actually call in. You want to put some production on it. That's fine. Go ahead and send it to me. I will happily take that. So
I love that. That's a fucking baller move right there.
Yeah. Let's see next week if I regret it. If I'm replaying this at the beginning of next week's show, before we start, it means I really wish I hadn't put that email address up there.
Excellent.
So we'll see what happens. Eric, let everybody know where they can find more Eric Zane.
You can find me. I'm on Twitch Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Monday through Thursday Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Eastern on Friday. The Eric Zane Show podcast. You can also find me wherever you download audio shows. Just search Eric Zane Show podcast, and there it is.
And you can find my personal podcast, The Blattcast, BLADTCAST, spelled the same way as my Gmail address. The Blattcast. I've also done a couple of specials about the Captain America movie with my friend Husey over there for Geekscape. So if you want to find that, you'll find me, you'll find Husey. And Husey was tremendous on Point Double Point yesterday. So hopefully we see him next week. He's got gout, and it's not pretty. So,
got gout?
Oh, yeah. We'll talk to him about it. Don't you worry.
Fucking shit.
If you are going to whoarethese.com to look for the voicemail, you can also become a member, join the Patreon or join YouTube. You'll get to see WATP recorded every Wednesday and Saturday and 2 bonus episodes a month. All right. I think that finally that's it. That's all the time we have for now. And I think that Dwyer Christian is the big winner. JFK Headchunk just sent us like $2, like with nothing. I feel like
he's so nice.
I feel like he forgot to type something in, but we appreciate that. So, and looking out for Hamilton Burger. I'm going to reread this because we missed that one. My name's Christian and I don't read all super chats. It's true, but blame Eric for that. I did throw you under the bus. I did say, Eric's supposed to put all those up. It's not me. But in any case, thanks everybody for being here. We'll see you next week. As always, this is Christian Bladt reminding you that every mic is a hot mic, but whose Clydesdales got loose in the parking lot?
Oh. Poor Clydesdale.